Welcome or welcome back to iGaming for some more on Grounded 2. Now, we saw the brand new trailer alongside a release date, which is insane. They just dropped this trailer out of nowhere and a release date came with it. And that release date is the 29th of July. So at the time of releasing this video, around about 6 weeks from now. I'm very, very excited for this game. This is going to be something we cover extremely heavily on the channel. We covered the first one a hell of a lot when it first came out, and we're going to be doing the same. And I can't wait. It's not long now, but we also got a very small Xbox Direct sort of dev letter from the team. Now, this went behind the scenes, going over the development studio, what they're planning, how they've got to where they are now. And if you've already seen the trailer, you'll know it is set 2 years after the original game in a park called Hollowbrook Park. You're celebrating an anniversary of 2 years after that first event as teenagers, and something goes catastrophically wrong, and you turn back small again. Now, this new location comes with new armor, new enemies, new building pieces, rideable mounts, loads and loads of cool stuff. Now, today we're going to look at what this developer direct has to say, what the team have got, and what new things we can pick out from it. Now, I've watched this through once already, and there is loads and loads of hidden gems in there, which point to certain things that weren't in the trailer. So let's jump in and have a look at the full direct from Obsidian and Idios, I think it is. I think it's Idios Montreal. So those guys are the two that are coming together to develop the game. It will be coming to Game Pass and Xbox on day one. So if you're a fan of the game, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more. Let's jump in and see what the team have to say. Now, first things first is this point here. Now, the buggies are the mounts, so animals that you can ride. Now, we've seen that you'll be able to ride ants in there, and I'm pretty sure there was a glimpse of being able to ride a scorpion too. Now, they did say in a dev letter that released with the trailer, you'll also be able to ride things like spiders and the orb weavers. Now, as we can see here, orb weaver buggy. So the buggy just means a mount. And they've got a web attack. You'll be able to climb up webs. And they also have a web bridge, which is really cool. Having a bridge that you can build with spiders and just have this thing being able to traverse certain areas is going to be a lot easier with this. Imagine going into the bushes with an orb weaver and being able to get a bridge from those webs. It's going to make life so much easier, so much quicker. Now, a little bit further on in the video, they also talk more about buggies. There's not too much on this, but as you can see, we've got the buggy brainstorm. With the orb weaver, we've already spoke about the web bridges, and then further down the line, harvest parts from webs, and we will be able to customize it. Then we have Red Soldier Ant with a light attack, a charged attack, and I'm assuming that is a special attack. Now, they've already said that the different ants will perform different functions. You can have soldier ants to help you in battle. Then there's going to be other ants that will help you build, redefine your compound, and make a base much quicker, especially if you're one of the solo players. Having those base building mounts is really going to mitigate that solo building time. The area is massive. They say the base starting area is going to be twice the size of the full garden when this releases into early access. But as you can see, there's loads of stuff dotted around. We've got bushes over here, which looks like we're going to be able to explore. There's some sort of statue off in the background. Whether we'll get to that, I'm not sure. But there's tons of stuff just through the little clips that we've seen, such as the overturned ice cream cart there, which has a frozen wasteland area down here. Whether you're going to need certain armor and attributes to get into that, not too sure. Then we've got the podium here, which looks like you were about to do the speech before things went tits up. And then I think that's some sort of speaker system. Now, if you've played the original game, you'll know little things like this, they really tie extremely well into the environment. I can't wait to see what they do with things like this, the bushes, the statue, the ice cart, all of that stuff. Now, the team have also said the setting of a park is going to add to that exploration and the unique and wonderness of the game. How we had all of those underground bases and different POIs in the garden, that's going to be expanded millions and millions. That's going to be expanded on a massive amount in this, because we're going to have tons of things in here that you wouldn't see in a garden, like the benches, like the trash cans, the podium that we see there, and the big statue in the background. All of these are going to tie in, and they're going to be major explorable areas. Whether they're going to be available from day one, not 100% sure. But the overall area is massive for that day one launch on the 29th, and they're going to continually expand that and make it bigger through that early access period, like they did with the original game. Now with that much bigger map, there's also new biomes, which we've already spoke about the ice cream cart, but here we get a little bit more of a glimpse into it. The ice cream cart's going to be a big feature in the game. There's going to be tons of stuff in there. It's also an underground section. This is going to be a harder section of the game with harder enemies, and you will need certain bits to get through this. This is a tough area, so going at it alone might be a bit of a challenge. There's an underground cave with different types of enemies, as we see, the small scorpions. There's also another major POI that comes in. Now, we don't have any footage of the anthill, but we do have this here.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park. And so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools. And of course, nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach.
Yeah, the cockroach. One of the new enemies coming to the game. One of several new ones. We don't know too much about them yet, but we do know there's new spiders, new ant variants, and of course, the cockroach is more than likely going to be something that is impossible to kill. And if you're going into that toxic anthill, whether we'll be able to go down there as normal, or whether we'll need a shitload of gear and be an endgame area, not too sure. Now, it's not just the cockroach that is new. There's tons of new enemies, such as the new spiders, that's the small wolf, and then there what looks like some form of tarantula, which looks terrifying. These spiders look brutal, and I'm already scared of them. The ladybirds, the cockroaches, there is a whole host of new enemies that are going to be pretty hard to take down. By the looks of this, you're going to need a lot of strategy and teamwork. Now, when it comes to using the mounts on these, we don't see too much of them yet. But having those combat elements in there looks really, really cool. Being able to dodge, move around a bit more is going to help when it comes to some of those new beefier enemies, such as the tarantulas, the scorpions, and things like that. Now, these enemies also have new perks, abilities, and skills. So the enemies are going to be much more alive and feel more defined when fighting them. It's not just going to be sort of a hack and slash. You are going to need to go into it with a little bit of strategy, which is great. And I like how they've done that, because now you'll be able to play to your play style. Not what is just quickly trying to get as much damage out there as you can. You will be able to play to certain playstyles against certain enemies, and those playstyles will reward you and make the combat a lot easier depending on what you want to play with. You can go in as a full glass cannon, or you can just go in as being tanky as hell, being able to take as much damage as possible, but not really putting out too much. But you can still take down the enemies because they don't injure you as much. So being able to build your character to what you want is something I'm quite excited about. Now, in the original game, there were mutations to help with combat as well. Now, they've changed that a little bit. We now have passive and active mutations, and we get a first glimpse of those here. So the new layout looks pretty cool. I like it. But as you can see here, we've got different things that will add to our fighting styles. Then the mutation loadouts, we can apply 4 of those. You've got fighting styles, combat abilities, and exploration. And then these green bars at the bottom, I think, are leveling up. So honing the art of the blade, your blows knock enemies off balance and lower the damage they deal. So 40 creatures with swords, 100 and 200. So we'll be able to go through that and do different things and upgrade depending on what you want to play with. So as you can see, you've got fists, you've got maces, spears, small daggers, ranged swords, and then sort of like magic and wizardry, if that's what you want to go down that path. Now, to tie in with that, the buggies also add in. They have different abilities, different mutations to tie into your character. So you'll be able to choose which one you want, which goes with your playstyle. You want a builder, you've got an ant. You want a fighter, you've got a spider. These have different variations depending on how you want to approach different situations. And you'll be able to hopefully have multiple buggies at any one time. Whether we can have them all following us and coming with us at the same time, so you've got a small ant army, not too sure. I think more than likely you'll be taking out one at a time, but hopefully you'll be able to keep a nice variety at home, so you're not having to constantly chase and change depending on the situation that you're in. Now, the team have also said that they are going into early access, and the reason they're doing that is because of the success of the early access period of the first game. The way that they were able to engage with the community, listen to their feedback, and create a game that people wanted really was beneficial to them. And they're going to be doing exactly that with this one. They're going to listen to the community, keep it in that early access period, and add things as they continue to progress and see what the community is sort of feeling and enjoying, which is really cool. I like that they are going to listen. They really did during that first development period with the original game. So keeping the community on board to make the second one is a brilliant idea. And I can't wait to see what the community has in offer for the developers of the game. They have said that people blasted through content of the original. So this time round, there's a hell of a lot more during that first early access period. They're obviously going to continue and add more things as the game progresses on. But right now, it's still big, it's still open, and there's tons to explore, tons of lore, and tons of story involved. So when it comes to updates, the team have said they're not doing regular small updates. They're going to focus more on bigger updates that are less regular, which is fine. I think a bigger update every sort of 2 to 3 months, jam-packed with tons of content. The team have said there's going to be more building pieces, more mounts, more items with each update. So that's great. And them spacing it out, having time between them, will allow them to receive the feedback from the community and engage with that and add it in to the next update as they progress through. So the community will be a key part in the development of Grounded 2.